There are countless video game series out there that, for whatever reason, have not graced our screens for many years. Whether this be due to the fact that they told the story they wanted to tell, were cancelled before release, or even just died without so much as a whisper, many of them desperately need a sequel to rekindle the love that they once deserved. I'm Ollie Kirk with RetroBug. Join me as we count down our top 5 retro series that desperately need a reboot. Coming in at number 5, we have everyone's favourite bear and bird, banjo-kazooie. The jumping, flying, swimming, shape-shifting musical duo have not featured in a real game since 2008, when they retired from putting together jigsaw puzzles and collecting musical notes, and instead decided that building cars was the way to go, much to the dismay of fans across the globe. A true return to their platform adventures of old is not only a move that many fans would appreciate, but one that they have been silently holding out hope for since the end of Banjo-Tooie, when Gruntilda screeched that also remorseful line, "Just you wait until Banjo 3. It's not like it would be hard to do either. Playtonic proved that platformers are still popular with their loving homage to the franchise ukulele, even if the game itself was mostly lackluster. At the end of the day, it all depends on Microsoft, seeing as Rareware is now firmly within their grasp. But looking at reboots of games Rare created post-Microsoft, it's probably better if we don't see another Banjo-Kazooie. For the time being, at least. At number 4, we have Golden Sun, the novel turn-based RPG that made the world of top-down adventuring accessible and a delight to experience. True, some objects of interest in the game were so well hidden that it would be almost impossible to discover them without the use of a guide, but the overall game had a truly masterful design that kept players like me coming back again and again, even 15 years after its release. It's even caused die-hard fans to wish longingly for Isaac and gang to join the Super Smash Bros. Lineup, hopefully as more than an assist trophy. It's an RPG that really lets you connect with the characters, and provides enough depth to the combat through magic and summon mechanics to keep you playing, as well as having incredible enemy designs and a great many hidden secrets that encourage you to set out and explore the world, not just meander from point A to point B. It's difficult to think of a way to create a new story after the original, but Camelot Software Planning, the company behind the game, proved they had the metal once. Maybe they can do it again. Hell, even a simple remaster will do, and this is coming from a guy who absolutely despises the idea of remasters in general. Number 3, Metroid Prime. The first real foray into the 3D world for Samus and arch-nemesis Ridley, received rave reviews and was universally loved by fans and first-timers alike, myself included. Echoes served only to strengthen this love, although corruption did miss the mark a little. While yes, Metroid Prime Federations did come out last year, it shot wide by a mile and went mostly unheard of before, during and long after its release. It's hard to see why we haven't seen a real sequel either, considering the fact that Metroid is one of Nintendo's most popular IPs, not to mention it's one of its only IPs. The world-building lore aspects, action-based first-person combat, and even its inclusion of some platforming elements made the game a true marvel. Sure, the amount of backtracking, samey areas, and frustratingly sparse amount of save points led many a player to insanity, but this was more than made up for in its unique enemy design, diverse weapons, and killer world-building lore objects. It was an overall intense adventure that left many desperate for another sequel. Plus, Samus is one of the most iconic female characters in the world today, rivaled only by other characters such as Lara Croft.
Head to the go-go, baby!
Rolling in at number 2, we have Beautiful Joe, the side-scrolling beat-em-up that perfectly exudes the atmosphere of the campy superhero movies it tried to mimic. Traversing through the aptly named movie land, regular Joe dons his special V-Watch, becoming Beautiful Joe with the mission to save his girlfriend. With his trusty VFX powers, you are able to slow down and speed up time, allowing for some niche combat tricks and puzzle solving that has rarely been seen since. Every dodged attack, every enemy slain, and every puzzle solved makes the player feel as though they're actually controlling an interactive movie. A novel concept that actually works incredibly well, even though it sounds tacky and unbearable. This doesn't just lend itself to combat and puzzle solving though. as these effects also emulated camera tricks often seen in films of that era, proving itself to be a truly innovative game that almost feels like an actual movie, just with a hell of a lot more button presses involved. The story of Beautiful Joe has yet to be completed, with it ending on a cliffhanger featuring exposition about the classic big bad evil guy in his big bad evil fortress, a suitable trope for any campy superhero movie. Unfortunately though, Capcom have already stated multiple times that they have no plans to revive our wily superhero, leaving Beautiful Joe to fade into the background. It's a shame, because Joe undeniably paved the way for many mold-breaking beat-em-ups that followed.
Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Rise and shine.
We all saw this coming. The Half-Life series was not only the first-person shooter that defined an entire genre for years to come, but also an incredible story-driven experience that kept the player roped from start to finish. Even the first game still holds up today as one of the pinnacles of innovation. Most importantly, their AI advancements. Even the cockroaches had believable behaviour patterns. Just when we thought it couldn't get any better, 6 years after Gordon Freeman beat back the aliens with his trusty crowbar, he awoke yet again to discover another species of aliens had invaded, this time subjugating the entire human race, assuming total domination after a war that lasted just 7 hours.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget.
Gordon yet again retrieved his crowbar, somehow the exact same one, and set about cracking the skulls of genetically modified humans, naive enough to join the terrifying Combine forces. This adventure through the broken Earth only got better and better, with the episodic releases of 2 new installments, aptly titled Episode 1 and Episode 2. Each adventure introduced new characters to the fray, with their own amazingly unique personalities, a feat quite rare for many shooters nowadays.
The worst you might do is attempt to couple with your head fruitlessly.
And also led Gordon to new and exciting locations to test the metal of his crowbar once more, but more importantly, his new gravity gun, which allowed Gordon to manipulate objects in his environment, either stacking or attacking the new and improved AI enemies. All thanks to Valve's latest innovation at the time, the Source engine, complete with a heavily modified Havoc physics engine. Episode 2 culminated in the face-to-face meeting between Gordon and the large maggots in control of Earth, unquestionably proving that they were not to be trifled with. But trifle with them we must, and Episode 2 ended with Gordon and Alex Vance planning a trip to Aperture Science's Borealis to discover the secrets that lie within. Sadly though, it wasn't just the game that ended there, the entire franchise did. It's been just under 10 years since the release of Episode 2, and nary a word has been said on the matter of Half-Life 3. Without your writing team, it must be pretty difficult to write a game though. First, Mark Laidlaw left Valve in 2016, after being with the company for 18 years. Laidlaw was not the lead, but instead the only writer for both Half-Life and Half-Life 2. To follow that, both Czech Falasek and Eric Walport, who worked alongside Laidlaw on Episode 1 and 2, departed the company earlier this year, effectively leaving Half-Life's story dead in the water. Gabe Newell, founder and CEO of Valve Studios, stated earlier this year that Valve has been working on 3 new single-player games, but that all of these are based in virtual reality, so understandably many are skeptical that one of these 3 will be Half-Life. Although Half-Life has a habit of releasing its newest installments with genre-defining innovations, so Valve might just be waiting for the right breakthrough. A full Source 2 version is one that springs to mind, but maybe all this work on VR is just a stepping stone to something larger. Disagree with our list? Can you think of a franchise better deserving of a reboot? Maybe you're secretly holding out hope for a reboot of this year's E3. Let us know in the comments section below. This was Ollie Kirk with RetroBug. Thanks for watching.